Everyone, so this review is for Changing Times by Jen Silver. It was a paperback that I read, so here's a look at the book for you just so you can see what it looks like. It's quite a chunky read, so there was lots and lots packed in there, but yes, this is the paperback, and I really enjoyed it. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that. So if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description below. And if you're on my blog, then there's a link within the post. But this is the video review for Changing Times by Jen Silver. This was very deep and meaningful. So 30 years after meeting Camilla, Dani is hopeful happiness can be found for her nieces, Holly and Luke. Luke has been through challenges that Dani herself has been through. She's struggling with family coming to terms with her sexuality and her connection with Em, who is suddenly back in her life. Holly, always supportive of Luke, isn't having an easy time when problems at work that affect Luke and other close friends put her in quite difficult positions. So this was absolutely lovely. Having read Dani and Camilla's story in Changing Perspectives, which I really loved, really adored, and can't recommend enough, but you don't need to have read it to read Changing Times. It was so exciting to generationally move forward and catch up with them as they now supported Holly and Luke in ways they'd not had. So Luke's story really broke my heart. They had been through so much they didn't deserve, and being a good person it just isn't enough for others to not judge personal choices, and Luke never should have had to suffer any of the prejudices that they did, but they'd really grown from them as a result, and it was clear from the way they treated others that they had grown from how they had been treated. Jen has done an absolutely fantastic job in this story of inclusivity, exploring lots of different preferences, couples, situations, and bringing a true representation for everybody. So no matter who you are, there'll be something in this story that you can relate to or that you can identify with. Each and every character has a part to play in shaping how life would play out for Luke and Holly as they both entered into relationships that weren't the conventional norms and tried to move their lives forward. So the contrasts between Luke's relationship with Em and then Holly's with Tessa meant they had more as siblings to connect over. It really gave them a deeper level to progress with, and they were dedicated to one another. That was unrivaled, and it was great that they were surrounded by people so that gave them so much love, so much support when their own or Em's mother made things very difficult for them. There were a lot of moments in this story where the characters, even those that you didn't think would be affected, had a chance to grow, and they had the opportunity to start putting right their past wrongs, and that went across the board for all the characters, not just Holly and Luke, but parents, siblings, work colleagues, everyone had a chance to put things right. And it really was a perfect representation of how times can change, but in some circumstances time still moves slowly and it isn't as progressive, and it really shouldn't be like that when it's compared with the past, but it is. You can still, even in today's, you can still see some of that shouldn't be there, but it is, even though so much has progressed forward. And I love how Jen encapsulated that in this story. But it was very emotional, thought-provoking story. It really tugged at the heartstrings while leading to happier times for all. So it had a lovely way to sort of bring it all together, and really moved me, and I really enjoyed it, and hope you will too. So I'll pop a link in the description so you can grab a copy of Changing Times by Jen Silver, which I really hope you will. If you've read Changing Times, would love to know what you thought of it, so please do share in the comments. If you haven't read it yet but you're planning to read it, it's on your to be read list, or you're now super intrigued and thinking, yes, I really want to read that, and then again, please do comment and share, because it's always great to find out what you're interested in reading. And if you do read it, I hope it's emotional for you. I hope you can find that connection to the characters, and I hope that you do really enjoy it. Bye!